Welcome to Football Scientific. I'm Aaron Sauter, professor of football science, writer for FootballAnalysisOne.com, CFLNewsHub.com, and UFLNewsHub.com. Today we've been keeping a close eye on the world of football. Not a lot of news going on today to end the week. It's been a busy week with the UFL and the CFL and the IFL a little bit. And NFL, of course, has been getting fired up with coaches' interviews and things of that nature. We went live for the first time on TikTok today, so that was pretty cool. And we're going to go back to live and finish our show. We did a programming meeting and had 5 talking points. We didn't know how it would go. We didn't watch or anything, and people did watch. And we got some new followers. So we're going to go back and we're going to hit up the rest of that show after we get done with this video. But tomorrow's going to be a busy day for me personally as a coaching clinic. So I want to go through our predictions and our betting guide here on YouTube, and then we'll pick it up with our shorts tomorrow and our scouting reports on TikTok for tomorrow's divisional playoff games. So I'm joined by my guest host, Tyler the Tiger. Tyler the Tiger here, ready to go. Feel like we're becoming social media stars finally. After all this grinding since last April, we're finally getting our respect. That's good to hear, you know. Other than that, how's it been going, Professor? Good. It's been kind of keeping an eye on the news feed and seeing what's going to happen there and see if there's more news to cover. Okay, so did you see a lot of new news? No, I didn't see a lot of new news, not today. I see CFL's going to come out later today, of course, and UFL is kind of in a work in progress. They're very streaky in their news, and the IFL, well, they're also streaky in their news. Streaky, that means inconsistent. Yeah, that means inconsistent. Okay, well, let's be consistent. Let's break it down. All right, let's break it down. Here we go. All right, so news in the NFL today. First, late last night, LA Chargers decided to complete an interview with Shane Day for their open offense coordinator position. He had been an offense coordinator for the Chargers before. Miami Dolphins, they have done an interview with 49ers defense coordinator Robert Saleh for their head coaching position. That was this morning. LA Rams passing game coordinator has an interesting schedule. Today he's meeting with the Las Vegas Raiders and Pittsburgh Steelers for head coaching interviews. Tomorrow he's meeting with the Baltimore Ravens for a coaching interview. And then he's coming back to Chicago with the Rams to play the Chicago Bears. Now, as a passing game coordinator, I don't know how in-depth he is in the game planning. Probably not that much. So, I mean, it's not going to be that big of a deal, but it's still kind of weird. Okay, New York Giants, John Harbaugh. Yesterday it was reported that they had a deal, that they had decided that the Giants were going to hire John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh's going to go to the Giants, but they didn't work out the details of the contract, and I said that was a rumor, but we won't know until they actually get signed. Well, he has not been signed yet. So John Harbaugh came out and said, hey, it's not a money issue, it's a language issue. And they're not there yet. So he has not been signed yet by the Giants. Okay, Philadelphia Eagles, they interviewed Falcons offensive coordinator Zach Robinson. So they also interviewed, Zach Robinson is also interviewing with Tampa Bay and Detroit for their offensive coordinator position. So that's pretty cool for him, although it's a lateral move, I guess. Tennessee Titans, they have scheduled an interview with former Arizona Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon to interview for head coaching job with the Tennessee Titans. So that's pretty cool for Jonathan Gannon. And Atlanta Falcons have interviewed Antonio Pierce for their open head coaching position. So maybe he'll get it. The Falcons kind of base themselves off the Raiders a little bit, so it makes sense to pick up an old Raiders coach. Okay, and then we got our predictions and our betting guide for tomorrow's divisional round playoff games. And Sundays too. We do them all here at once. So first, Buffalo Bills at Denver Broncos, 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. We expect Denver to come out and be excellent rushing the passer and good at stopping the run, man. James Cook's got to become part of his game plan better than last week against Jacksonville. Otherwise, they're going to tee off on Josh Allen, okay, like the Houston Texans did. For the Buffalo Bills, they got to come out and stop the run. The Broncos are probably going to ground and pound with R.J. Harvey. We're not good at stopping the run. So we got to make sure we can stop the run so it's in Bo Nix's hands to win this game. He's a good quarterback, but he's a check down artist, okay? So if we can pressure him and take away those short options, I think we'll beat the Broncos. All right? So we predict Buffalo goes in and gets their second road win in the playoffs since 1992, and they beat the Denver Broncos, the #1 seed in the AFC, 24-22. Okay, DraftKings says the Broncos are favored by 1.5. We're taking the Bills in the points because we're pretty confident the Bills are going to win this game with Josh Allen. And the over-under is 45.5. We're going 46, going with the over. Okay. All right, next game tomorrow night, Saturday, January 17th, 8 p.m. San Francisco 49ers at Seattle Seahawks. A grudge match. They split the series in the regular season. Although last time they played, the Seahawks destroyed the Niners 13-3. They shut down their offense completely. So now we got to see if the 49ers can bounce back. They won't have George Kittle. They won't have Fred Warner. Seahawks have everybody, man. I don't think it's looking good for the 49ers, honestly. We're predicting 49ers lose this game. So we're saying Seahawks win 28-21. DraftKings says Seahawks are 7-point favorites. We're saying, yeah, I'm taking the money line on that. And we're taking over 45.5 points. Okay? All right, next game, Sunday, the early game on Sunday. Sunday, January 18th, 3 p.m. Houston, Texas, and New England Patriots, okay? Two great defenses. But obviously Drake May's better than C.J. Stroud at quarterback, man. C.J. Stroud's been having issues in the red zone scoring touchdowns. He's been having to settle for field goals all the time. Drake May gets the ball in the end zone. That's going to be the difference in this game, man. It's going to be a tightly contested game. I think both offenses will play fairly well, but I think the Patriots will play just a little bit better than the Texans' offense. And I think defense, they'll kind of negate each other, okay? So we predict that the Patriots win at home 24-21 over the Texans. And DraftKings says they'll win by 3 points, but we're taking the Texans in 3 points, but then they'll keep it within 3 points or less. And then over-under is 40.5. We're going over with 45 points, okay? Now, we were wrong about the Texans last week, too, and they blew out the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we didn't really think they were capable of that. But we also didn't expect the Steelers to throw interceptions and fumbles for touchdowns, which they did. Okay, and then LA Rams and Chicago Bears. This game may be affected by the bad weather. They got a lot of snow going on today, but they're not playing this game for 2 more days. If you're from the Midwest, which I'm, lived in Indiana for a long time, just because it's snowing today doesn't mean it's going to be snowy on Sunday. Okay, and they'll usually clean the field up pretty good at Soldier Field, man. They know what they're doing. They live in Chicago. Okay, I think the wind's going to affect the game. I don't think the snow's going to affect the game. So I have the Rams coming out and having more explosive offense. I think they'll take an early lead, and the Bears will try to do their comeback thing, but I think they'll come up short, similar to how they lost to the Lions. You can't just keep getting behind early and then trying to come back. It's not going to work. When you face a good team, they're not going to let you do that, okay? Not saying the Packers weren't a good team. Just saying, I don't think the Rams are going to let them come back like that. So we predict, and if they do, they're not going to let them finish it. And that's the main thing. They're not going to finish it. Rams win. In our mind, Rams go into Soldier Field, and they win 27-24. DraftKings says the Rams are 4-point favorites. We're taking the Bears in the points because you never know, and the Bears have made this thing kind of hard to read. And then over-under 48.5 points. We're going over with 51 points. So that is our predictions and betting guide. We'll be having shorts on that starting early tomorrow or tonight or something on that because that first game is going to be at 3 o'clock, 4:30, and we'll be in that clinic till 3:45. So we're not going to have a ton of time to make a video. In UFL, some coaches were hired at St. Louis Battlehawks. A.J. Smith, formerly from the San Antonio Brahmas, formerly from the Houston Roughnecks, had a bad attitude last year. Made some flag football app for iPads, I guess. He's going to be the offensive coordinator of the St. Louis Battlehawks. Simultaneously, he's going to be the quarterback coach of the University of Colorado. So they're going to have early spring ball, so he can be available for the spring games, I guess. DC defensive coordinator is Corey Shamblin. Okay, for Birmingham Stallions, local guy Kevin Scherer is a defensive coordinator. He's from Alabama. He's a high school coach in Alabama. And the offensive guard Tyler Siskey, who had some time at Tennessee, University of Tennessee. A.J. McCarron selected them as coordinators. So that is the news. That was our betting guide, and that's it. So we're gonna go on TikTok here in a minute. We're gonna post this video, on TikTok, and we're gonna do some live stuff and chat about some football with Tyler the Tiger. So join us there on TikTok, and we'll be live. We're gonna close the scientific portal now.